Hello,
Hey.
I'm Dr. Dana, and this is Laura, and we are besties.
Business Besties in Branson.
We're going to get it. Business
The triple
Besties
B.
Yes, the triple B. Business Besties in Branson.
Yeah, we
I
finally
love
have
it.
a name.
We do. And a little logo. I think it looks good, and it's coming together. So,
I know.
yeah, we're getting there.
We're getting there.
Thank you, Whit, for helping us get there.
That's right.
Yes.
Yeah.
So today I think we're going to talk about women needing women. And already today, I mean, I just experienced this because Whit showed us just a little, blurb of our intro. And I was like, oh my God, look at myself. I look horrible. Please don't do this. Turn it off. I don't want to do this anymore. And then what did you say?
I said, my God, that was awesome. Yeah. You look so beautiful. The coloring is fantastic. You're so articulate in everything. I just said, oh, you are perfect for podcast.
And isn't that funny? So then that made me really, really think about when we talked about our topic today. Yeah. Like, if I was going at this alone, if I was doing this by myself, I'd be like, turn it off. I don't care how much money I paid. I'm not showing anybody this. I don't want anybody to hear what I said. Done. Right? But when you have other people to support you and like, no, go, you're doing fine. Go, go, go. You got it, right? Mm-hmm. Even when you fall, even when something bad goes wrong, you need those people to help pick you up. You need those people to keep encouraging you. Mm-hmm. And more than anything, we need other women to help us, you know? Yeah. Absolutely.
So this was all spawned because we went to a Christmas party yesterday.
Yes.
And so kind of a backstory is Satira Loves Branson is a TikTok lady who also has a Facebook following, and she lives here in Branson.
And you did a podcast
and I did a podcast with her.
She's amazing.
She is amazing. And I told her, I said, we need more business women, like being able to connect in Branson. And by God, she went and she started that Facebook page. So fantastic. So we had our first get-together of just women like, let's get together, and we're going to have this Christmas party. And the crazy thing is you talk about someone thinking outside of the box. So she does this little TikTok and Facebook thing, has all these followers, and now people are reaching out to her saying, hey, will you come and review my stuff? So we had the party at a condo that the owner wanted her to review. We had the party there. The owner paid for food for us to have this party.
Yeah.
And then all us businesswomen got together and talking. And it was amazing because listening to the things they had to say, you and I were looking at each other going, oh my God,
yes,
they're in the exact same boat we are.
Absolutely.
And I was in shock, like, oh, it's not just me. And it's not just you. Like, we're all facing the same thing. And if we would not have gathered all these businesswomen in a very casual environment, just sitting around chatting, I wouldn't have known that.
No, I agree. 100%, and we were in a house, by the way. These are those,
$1 million
mansions.
Yeah, that was a
yes,
$1.9 million. Yeah, I guess they consider them houses.
Yes,
I always think condos because they're so close together. But
they are close together, but they're beautiful, and this was a beautiful location. But yeah, just hearing the women, and like some of them were just starting out and not sure what to do. And even those who are like, I work with my husband 12 hours a day. I love him so much, but I want to kill him some days. I'm like, oh, we're there. I couldn't run my business without my husband because he does all the cooking, right? Mm-hmm. But some days we have those days like, I'm going to kill you. And he probably thinks that about me, but you know.
Right.
So,
right.
And then just to hear other women like, well, yeah, when we come in, we go our separate ways, or we have our own space, and I'm like, oh, well, that doesn't mean we don't love each other. It just means I need to be over here doing my thing. You need to be over here doing your thing, because we've been doing our thing all day long. Mm-hmm. So it really helps me keep things into perspective and feel like, oh, other women are doing the same thing.
I know. Did you not look at some of these women and go, you are so stinking successful.
Yes.
Like, okay, I can only dream of being as successful as you are.
Yes.
And they had the exact same things to say.
Yes.
And I'm just like, oh my gosh, this is eye-opening to me.
I agree. And many of them are beautiful. They got commercials on TV. They, way more followers and all kinds of things. And even when they introduce themselves, I'm like, oh my God, I shouldn't be in the same room with these people. Just give me a broom and I'm here just to clean or whatever, because what am I doing here with them,
Right.
And so we think those things, but in reality, we can learn from every single one. And we're all we're all women.
I know.
We're all women business leaders, you know?
And it was great talking. Like, we talked to Lisa Worley. She has Worley Real Estate, which I think she's got several different businesses under that Worley. It's kind of what I was thinking. Very successful. I mean, has a whole crew underneath her, the whole 9 yards. But listening to her talk about the everyday things of, okay, finding contractors, finding this, doing this. We have to do this for this house, meeting people. And I'm just like, okay. Yeah. So she has some of the same issues I do. And then, but also listening to her going, well, how do you do this?
Yes.
I'm like, Lisa's going to be on this podcast.
Yes.
Because I want other people. First of all, she has an English accent, which is wonderful to listen to.
Oh, yeah. I could listen to her talk all day.
I know.
Yeah.
And then, but just being able to glean that stuff off of her, like, okay, how do you do this? How do you do this? How are you dealing with your customers? Oh my gosh. I mean, it's so much to learn. And you and I were like, you need to be on our podcast. You need to be on this podcast because other women need to hear what these other women have to say. Dawn, you remember Dawn? She has vintage cars.
Oh, yes.
That you rent these vintage cars.
How fun is that? Her
story was amazing. I'm like, Dawn, please come.
Yes.
Because this is an incredibly awesome story of how you got into business, how you got where you are, how you got to Branson. I couldn't believe it. When she told her story, I'm like,
what? I know. Right. I don't know that I could do it myself. You know, but it also reminds me that, I mean, you have a story, right?
Yeah.
I mean, how you got here and what you're doing. I have a story. Yeah. Every single woman that you encounter has a story. But we do have to take time to stop and listen to them, you know. So even last night, my anxiety kind of gets me, you know. I'm like, I don't want to go. I don't want to go. Oh, she's, you know, like Laura said, she's wearing jeans and a shirt. And I'm like, but maybe I should put a dress on. I don't know. How should I wear my hair? And then I just get all caught up in that. And I even walked in, I'm like, I'm not going to go. And my husband's like, yes, you are. Just get dressed. You know, like, he's lived with me. You know, we've been married 31 years or whatever. So
I had no idea that you were anxious about that.
Really?
You could not tell one bit.
Oh, my God. I'm a nervous wreck.
Yeah. And Lisa Worley, jeans and a T-shirt.
Yep.
I mean, this was.
I think everybody was so casual like, and comfortable. Yeah. And nobody walked into the room and I'm like, woo, I'm way underdressed. You know?
Nope, not at all.
No.
It was very casual, very, I think, you know, at the end of the day, you're just like, this is what it is. I've worked all day long, my hair, my makeup, whatever I have on, I'm going to be comfortable and go and do this because I'm sure there were other women there going, oh my gosh, I don't want to go. Yes. You know, I'm tired.
Yes.
But we all did.
We did.
And then we're all thankful we did.
I agree. I think so too. I don't think anybody walked away going, I shouldn't have done that because it was so inspiring.
I feel bad for, you know, that she had 23 people sign up saying they're coming.
Yeah.
And how many of there was us? Maybe
12, 15, maybe.
15. Yeah, that's somewhere in that range. Yeah. And I'm like, man, these other women missed out.
I agree.
I mean, they absolutely missed out. And the other thing, which I thought was hilarious, 8:00, we're all start yawning.
Yes.
And I'm like, oh my God, it's not just me. Like, everybody's tired. Like, and they're all talking about, we go to bed early, we get up early. And I'm like, okay, we're not fruitcakes. Like, this is the norm.
Yes.
And then laughing like, oh, you know, we used to laugh at our grandparents for doing this, and now here we're doing it too. And but talking about how productive we are in the early morning hours and all that. And I'm like, oh my gosh, I am more normal than I thought. I went home and told John, I said, hey, I am more normal than we thought. He goes, there is no way.
You are not normal.
Okay, I know I'm a little quirky. I get it. I know. But yeah, I'm normal, so it's okay.
And it also shows you that successful business women do this. Like, they do go to bed early sometimes, most of the time, you know.
Yeah.
And so if there is an event that's late at night, we're all struggling to stay up. Yeah. We're all like, okay, we can make this, you know. And
you know what the funny thing was? Is Satira goes, you know what, next time we get, because that condo slept 20 people in our house. And she goes, next time we're going to have a sleepover. And I'm like, yes, I wonder how many of these women have a CPAP too. Oh. That was my first thought going, okay, am I going to be the only one with a CPAP? No, they're bringing their CPAP. We're good.
Yeah, I wondered too. Yep. If we all wore like cute little pajamas, it would just be so much fun.
It would be. You know, just sit around, talk, go to bed. I mean, because this condo had a pool, a hot tub, the little fireplace thing outside. And I'm like, oh my gosh, how fun to stay overnight. Because then, 9:00, we'd be like, all right, see y'all in the morning.
Right.
And 5:00, we'd all be up like, hey, good morning, get the coffee going.
And they did have Pac-Man there too, so I think
Yeah,
I'm in on that. Yes. And a Star Wars pinball. So we could stay up maybe a half hour later to play games.
That's right. That's right.
Nothing too crazy.
It would work. It would totally work. So the question is how do you get women who are so busy together to do these type of events?
Right.
I think it's, this was a very simple thing. Satira used an opportunity. She didn't have to have it in her home. We didn't have to pay. This lady wanted a review. What a great review to have all these women. And when the owner found out that she wanted to have the party there, she's like, yes, we'll pay for your food.
Yeah.
Like, oh my gosh, because she knows that's going to be a great opportunity for their place.
Right.
And using opportunities like that. And then I think as women, we just have to suck it up, buttercup, and just go.
Right. Because
just go.
In the end, you will be happy that you went. And I know you do not experience anxiety like I do. I have terrible anxiety. And so for those women who do have anxiety, I feel your pain. And I have missed out on so many things because I let it get in my head, and we even talked about that with Satira last night, about TikToks and Instagram, and, you start seeing yourself and you're like, oh, I can't do this. I can't do that. And you do get inside your own head and then you might as well quit. Yeah. But if you have other people, because she said people would say like, oh my God, that was great. Oh, keep doing this. Oh, would you do this and do that? And she's like, well, if I can get on here and tell people I have COVID when I'm sick, surely I can get on here and talk to people when I'm healthy and well,
Right.
And so we just need people to encourage us. So take that step. Like, I don't know. I would even say like, call me and I'll talk you through it. Like I'll talk you out of your own head, right? Go. I'll come and get you, right?
Well, and here's the things that I noticed. Like we had two ladies who absolutely connected as far as their businesses. Right. Like one lady found out another lady did something else and she's like, I need you because I need someone to refer people to.
Yes.
And they got together. So two ladies who just never met each other before, now they've got a business connection that's going to benefit both of them. Satira sat there and because we're talking about social media and all this kind of stuff, she's like, and you were telling her like, hey, we took this Etsy class, or not Etsy, was it Instagram class. Right. We said we paid $35 each. How many people were in that class, do you think?
I don't remember. I think we said last night, but like 25 maybe. Yeah.
I mean, probably more than that because there was quite a few tables.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, and I mean, like there were 2 and 3 people at each table, and there was quite a few tables. So this lady charged $35, and all we did for 2 hours was make an Instagram reel, and she told us how to do it.
Right.
And Satira lit up because we're like, if you could teach us how to make a TikTok video.
Right, that'd be great.
She's like, you've got to be kidding. You paid $35 just to, and we're like, we made one reel.
Yeah.
And she had a 10 PowerPoint slides. That was it for the whole thing. And she's like, yes. And we're like, yes, help us. You obviously have this master. And she's like, yeah, I can get a video out in so many minutes. And we're like, what? It takes us days.
Right.
So we're like, okay, what a great way. Would you have known about Satira just giving us classes in TikTok if we had not gone to this thing?
No, not at all. Mm-mm. And to encourage her to do it because she says, people have asked me to do that, but I didn't really think. And I'm like, yes. Here's my $35 right now. Yeah. Save my spot, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Because I do want to learn from you. Mm-hmm. Because even she gave a couple hints of things, and I'm like, oh, I can do that when I do mine. Yeah. And she's right. The more you do, the better you get. Like I'm getting better on those reels because after that class with Instagram, I felt a little more free. Like, oh, I can do this or that. Oh, that's how you do it. I got it now. Mm-hmm. It's easy if you do it every single day.
Right.
And it was great to hear Lisa too, like, I have my stuff posted before I even get to the office in the morning, know, and other women are like, yep, I lay in bed and get it posted and then I get up. And that's what I try to do. Mm-hmm. But sometimes I'm still like going and then getting it posted because there's so many different platforms to post on.
Sure.
If that's what you do. You might pick one platform and go.
Yeah.
But you know what? Other women have the same issue.
It's
not just me.
I was shocked when they were all saying, yeah, I do it before I ever go to work. I'm like, wait, what?
Yeah.
Like, oh, okay, I need to rethink my morning.
Right.
But that's what a great time. It's quiet. You can be productive and you could probably get done a lot faster than waiting for the day. Again, talking to women, you're like, oh.
Right.
It's like, I don't know. You don't need to be anxious about those things. I know you have so much anxiety. I didn't even know you were anxious last night. Man, do you hide it well?
So funny.
But
I've learned, like I'm old, so I've learned. Right?
Oh, and I walk in, I'm like, okay, so I scan the room, like, okay, I'm the fattest one here. That's okay. I've just got a little extra protection on my body. We're good. Just keep on trucking,
Keep going.
So, and I don't judge myself by that. I'm just like, oh, it is what it is,
And I didn't see weight at all, not in you and not in any of them. And that's what we worry about, though.
Yeah, that's my focus, because I'm like, oh, I've hit this menopausal stage, and I just I can't get rid of it, and it just keeps coming on the middle, and you read all this stuff on Facebook about it. And I'm like, I think what I need to do is just maybe get to a point of less stress.
Right.
And so I'm like, well, that just makes my weight loss all the more dramatic.
Yes.
So we'll just all be surprised by the results.
Well, and how do you find that less stress? Just going. Yes, it was stressful to go. So for me, it was. Like, okay, we got a plan to do this. We're going to go. And several times, I'm like, I'm just going to text Laura and tell her no. I
would have showed up anyways and dragged you out.
I know you would have. But that's what we do, because we've known each other for so long.
Yeah.
But how many women stay at home because they didn't have somebody to come and drag them out?
Yeah.
And I don't know you well enough yet, whoever you are listening, who experiences anxiety. But as I get to know you, I'll come and get you. You know, right?
Absolutely.
Like, yes, get in the car. We're gonna go.
And I'm sure a lot of those women didn't come because they were probably thinking, I just joined this Facebook group. I don't know one single person. What do I address? What do I do? Do I have to bring something? They probably had all these things, and then you have me like, sure, I'll show up.
Right. Right. And I need to learn more of that from you. So.
Well, you got to be really, really crazy, a little bit of sociopathic, and then you can get there. Yeah.
I'm crazy. I hit that crazy part for sure.
Sure. Well, and I do feel for people who have anxiety, because we were even talking about that after sitting in the car after the show, and you're talking about anxiety, and then talking about like your experience at Sam's in the parking lot where this guy lost his mind over a cart.
Yeah.
And you were like, how flustered it made you. And I was like, yeah, I'd have been like, yeah, all right, just get in the car and ignore him. And she's like, oh my God. But that's the two different personalities.
It is. It is different personalities. And since you mentioned that, I would like to say I give every woman anytime, every time, all the time, permission to leave your cart in the parking lot. Yeah. Like, you do not have to take it and put it in those cart racks. And we see so many memes and people, saying like, oh, be responsible, put your cart in there. Like, we want to, an environment where we don't have to worry about carts. My God, like, you do not have to put your cart in the rack.
Yeah.
For those who are wondering, like yesterday, I'll just kind of mention it briefly. We were at Sam's, and I have my granddaughter, and I have my little wiener dog that goes with me, and my husband. We have to do all the shopping for the week. And so my husband's inside. He's trying to do the Sam's Pay, which we always do, but he got a new phone, so he needed the last 3 digits, and so I had to go out to the car and get the card, and it's just like a whole hassle. But I had taken Miss Emma and my dog out, and there was space because there was no car there. So I was putting them in the car, and then, of course, a car wants to pull in there because I have the front spot. And I'm like, you're just going to have to wait a minute, let me get my stuff in, trying to be like, not be anxious that there's people trying to get in. So once I get, Emma and Rebel in the car, and I push the cart forward so the guy can pull in. And I didn't realize there's another guy in the car where I had pushed the car forward. So I went around my car to put my stuff in, and he jumps out of his car and he's like, are you kidding me? And I'm like, who are we talking to? Like, what's going on here? And for me, I'm like, there's going to be a fight. Like, I don't know what's happening, And then I realized he's talking to me. And I'm like, what? Are you talking to me? And he's like, are you going to leave your cart right here? And I'm like, yeah, I am actually. I am going to leave my cart right there. And he just went on to like, you're kidding me. And he's like screaming at me about leaving the cart. And so I said, I did at first like try to stay calm. I'm like, listen, I got my granddaughter, 5-year-old granddaughter, and my dog in the car. I'm not leaving my car to go put the cart in the wreck. And he says, well, I guess I'll do it for you. And I said, thank you. And he's like, thank you. And then he loses his mind, So then
you were being sincere. Like,
I know.
Oh, thank you.
I
That's
know,
great.
I was. I'm
thank
like,
you.
Good. Thank you for doing that. And so he became so irate that I like called my husband. Jeff, I don't know where you are. And he's like, I'm coming out now. I'm like, well, good, because somebody's going to jail and it's not going to be me and I need some help, you know. And of course he comes right out and the guy gets in the car and, you know, he goes over and rolls the window down. You know, he says, get your window down. And my husband's a big guy if you've ever met him or saw him, but the guy did roll his window down and he's like, tell your wife to put her card away. You know, he's like, how about you not harass my wife in the parking lot, you know?
Yeah.
And so for me, that's like my ultimate fear. Like every time I leave my car, I'm like, somebody's going to yell at me. Something's going to happen. You know, somebody's going to run into it. They're going to blame me or, you know, or that ultimate, like I pull into the car, you know, and then there's a cart there. So now I have to park and get out and move the cart. I understand. It's frustrating. But at Sam's, we actually pay a membership for people to come out and move those carts. So leave the cart.
Yeah.
Because that same creeper guy who yelled at me could be the same creeper guy who watches you take your cart across to the other aisle and you come back, your dog's gone, your granddaughter's gone, anything, you know.
Absolutely.
Just leave the cart. Just take care of you.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
Okay, so there. I'm off my soapbox, but please just take care of you. Like, it's so scary.
But that's the truth in anything in life.
Yeah.
You need to do things, even if you're worried how somebody's going to view you.
Yes, that's it.
Oh my gosh, you can't risk, you know, like this guy, like you were saying, he had 3 kids in the car when he was doing all of that. And I'm like, were they his kids? Because I don't know of any parents who would have their children in the car yelling at somebody and losing their mind about a shopping cart.
Right.
So even more red flags are raised. Like, no, that's not normal behavior.
Yeah.
Something's going on with you, and I'm not leaving my grandkid in here while I walk across the parking lot.
No.
Not going to
put
happen.
a cart away?
Yeah. No. Yeah.
Just
So sometimes we just have to look at situations and go, okay, somebody may get mad. Well, then they can get mad.
Right. Let them get mad and move on.
Yeah.
And I loved it just talking to you about it, too, because you're like, well, just get in the car. I'm like, oh, yeah. Like, I should have just got in the car and shut the door and then call my husband. But this guy's yelling at me and I should respond. I don't have any clue. Like, nobody ever trained me for that. And I went through doctorate school, you know what I mean? So I got a lot of degrees, a lot of education.
Well, and like we were saying, I've had so much de-escalation experience that, man, I just don't get into anything with anybody. I can de-escalate people really fast.
Well, from now on, I'm taking you with me to Sam's.
So it's like, and that's just probably part of my personality of, my life's too short to mess with this. We're not going to get into drama. Forget it. Let's figure this out. Oh, you're going to continue to yell at me? All right, have a great day.
Yes.
Just get in the car and, all right, let's just move on. So, and you're like, I was shaking. I'm like, well, I would be too. No, probably not. I'd probably just be like, man, he needs some help.
Yes. It took me the drive back from Springfield to Branson to be like, okay, I'm breathing now. I think I'm okay. You know, nobody went to jail. Nobody got hurt, you know. And even, you know, and then in my own mind, because, you know, I do have these anxiety. What if the guy would have got out of the car? What if Jeff would have started, you know, and then like, oh, the rogue chef gets in a fight in the middle of Springfield, you know. And then suddenly.
There's your TikTok.
There we go, right there. And I did not even think to video. I did take a picture of his license plate because I thought, if this goes bad, and I did call Sam's, and credit to them, you know, a manager came out and, you know, because I said, I am in your parking lot and I do not feel safe. And so they did come out and everything was fine. You know, we did drive away and nothing happened. But I don't know. It just takes 1 minute of crazy and a lot could go wrong. Really fast.
And especially in today's day and age, it's like you hear these stories and you're like, people are losing their minds. Yeah. Like, what the heck?
Yes.
No.
Yeah.
Take a chill pill.
Right. Right.
Please take a chill pill.
And we don't know what they're going through. Yeah. And, you know, I try to think like, well, he was in his car with his kids, so maybe he's mad that he didn't get to go inside and shop. Maybe his wife's taking too long. I don't know. And then some stupid woman leaves a cart right next to his car, and that's it. Boom, that's what causes him to snap, you know, where I'm like, oh, my God, I've been shopping, and I've got my dog, and I've got my grandkid, and my husband's got 2 carts full of, you know, groceries, and I'm exhausted. We just don't know what people are going through at all.
But I know what those kids are going through sitting in the back seat while dad loses his mind.
Oh, yeah.
He was dad.
Yeah.
I mean, like.
You don't know.
Seriously.
Yeah.
Something's wrong, and I feel sorry for the kids.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, too. Even Emma was like, you okay, Mima? And I'm like, girl, listen, you do not let anybody talk to you, like, you know. And then she's like, can I watch Paw Patrol? You know, like, she's like, I don't even know what. My Mima's losing her mind, but I want to watch Paw Patrol. So.
Like, oh, okay.
Yes.
I'll chalk that up to later.
Yes.
And then I'm sure this is going to come back to, oh, hey, wait. Mima wants me to do this. Mima, I don't let people tell me what to do. This is going to come back.
Oh, I know it will be. She was like, Daddy's trying to tell me to clean my room. And I said, I don't let anybody tell me what to do.
That's right. And your son's calling you, what did you tell my daughter?
I know, that's it.
To stand up for herself.
Yes.
Well, in this instance, she needs to clean her room. All right. Go clean your room, honey.
That's so funny.
How funny. Well, but I think that's a really good message for women, though. I mean, that was an extremely stressful situation.
It was.
And then on top of that, that's the same night that you went and
Right.
had another, it's like they go through that anxious situation and then turn around and then come to this party and be all anxious all over again. That speaks volumes to you and your ability to just push through all of that.
And it's hard, though, and you have to I also need my husband as a cheerleader, right? That he's watched me do it, and he would say, okay. First thing, before we're even on 65, like, I'm not even going tonight. I can't deal with this. It's too much for me, and I'm like, I'm taking care of me. I'm not going to do it. And just like, yeah, you're going to go. So settle down, get this, get a video on, or let's do, whatever. And I've taught him a lot of techniques that I would teach my students, about breathing and relaxing. And, you can do like this elephant breath. My granddaughter loves to do it, where you reach up, your trunk, and then you count down and, all the way down to your toes. And Jeff will say to me, let's do elephant breath. And I'm like, okay. So then I'll breathe. But sometimes I get so anxious. I'm like, oh, don't even talk to me about an elephant, like it's not going to work.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, you don't want to hear those things when you're in the middle of your thing. Like, So
then that helps remind me when I tell other people, like, let's do elephant breath. And they're like, are you kidding me?
Sir, I know you're upset about the cart. Can we take a moment to breathe deeply?
Don't think it would work.
I don't think so either. Well, I think that gives so many women hope when you talk about this is a reality for so many women.
Yeah.
I know I'm the weirdo because I don't experience that, but
I don't think you're weird. I think there are women like you and there are women like me. I think it's okay.
Yeah.
We're all
we
have
a
our own
little bit
experience.
different. Yeah. But what a hope for the women who get to hear your story because, you did it.
Yeah.
You still did it.
Yeah. And I went and I enjoyed myself and I enjoyed meeting other women.
Yeah.
And in reality, that's what we need. We need other women who encourage us, other women who say, I'm anxious, other women who say, I feel like this,
Yeah.
And then you're like, okay, we're all women just trying to make it.
And we're all doing business.
Yes.
And we can do it.
That's right. We sure can.
Well, we are out of time.
Holy cow. How does this time go so fast?
It goes so fast. I don't know. But thank you. Thank you so much for being so transparent and honest and sharing that with other women because that is so helpful for so many people. People that we will never know.
Oh,
we'll,
sure.
We'll never know.
Absolutely.
So,
absolutely.
So if you guys feel better about Dr. Dana's little transparency there, sure, leave a comment.
Craziness? Yes, my craziness. Oh, yeah, she crazy. That's the comment.
That's not the comment.
Well, thank you for chatting with me.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, I will see you next week.
Sounds great to me.
Thanks. Bye-bye.